guys, welcome back to my channel. This look actually came out a lot more pink than I expected, so one of my amazing Snapchat followers told me I should make this a Valentine's Day look, so here we go. To start, I'm just going to take my Violet Voss Holy Grail palette using the shade Transition on my Morphe M502 and start blending that into my crease. I did leave a lot of this blending in real time so you guys could see my process, but some of it is sped up because it gets so repetitive. Now dipping back into the palette, I'm going to take the shade Bestie on that same brush, just deepen up my crease a little bit more, and I'll be using the same windshield wiper motions, just taking our time, making sure that everything is nice and blended. Now taking my Sigma E25 in the shade Wine and Dine, which looks very red in the palette, but it's very, very pink on the eyes. I'm just going to take that on my outer V and start building up some depth there as well. You guys have heard me say it a million times, but I'm just using that same pat and drag technique where you just lay down the color first and then blend it out with the brush. That way you have more precision and control over where you're placing the color. So I'll just keep dipping back into the palette and building up the intensity until I'm satisfied. And then I'm just going to take the shade Hashtag on that same Morphe M502 and just blend out that pink. Now moving on to our lid, I'm going to take the shade So Jelly on my finger and just pop that on. So Jelly does take some building up, so I'm just going to keep going back into the palette and pressing that into my lid until I'm satisfied with the color payoff. And now I'm just going to take the shade Wine and Dine again and then just kind of blend that out and into So Jelly so there's not a harsh line. And then going back into that palette, I'm going to take one of these same shades we used before, Transition on that Morphe M502, just to make sure everything is nice and blended and seamless. Now I'm going to take my pencil brush in the shade Wine and Dine and just pop that onto my lower lash line to tie everything together. And then I'm going to take the shade Crystal on my pinky finger and just kind of pop that right onto the center of my lid to kind of give a spotlight effect and just add a little bit more dimension to my eyelid. Now we're going to do our wing liner. So I'm going to take the L'Oreal Telescopic Waterproof Liner first and just align the very front of my eye because I'm going to go in with the Balm Schwing, which you guys know is my favorite eyeliner. It's super black and super matte, but it is not waterproof. And sometimes my eyes tend to water, so I'll just go in with this one first because it does have more of like a shine to it. And I prefer how matte the Balm eyeliner is. And then, as most makeup lovers will understand, of course I ran into malfunctions with my wing liner. So I'm just going to do the best I can because filming it even makes it 10 times harder to get your wing right. I don't know why. But I guess you can say the key to winged eyeliner is really taking your time and practicing. And also I never do like one fluid motion or long strokes just because I need to take my time and really make sure everything is as perfected as it can be. So I like to do shorter strokes, as you guys can see. So yeah, this is just my process. And I do have an older video on wing liner, but my older videos are a little bit rough. I'm still learning, still getting better even now. But this is basically just how I do my eyeliner. So little by little until I'm satisfied with the length and how everything is nice and smooth. And now to finish off our face, I'm going to take the Peach Glow face palette and use that pink highlighting shade to highlight my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, and also the bridge of my nose. And I'm using my Morphe M501 highlighting brush to do that. It reminds me of a more intense version of the Sephora Light Beam highlight, which I love. So this one is even prettier. And then I'm just going to use my finger to actually run that down the bridge of my nose. Since my nose is already crooked, I don't want it to get too messy in the highlight to actually make it look more wide. And then I'm setting my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray before we go in with our lipstick. And as always, I'm just going to wipe off any excess chapstick and foundation on my lips because I just feel like I have the most flawless application this way and that I have more staying power with a clean base. And then I'm taking the Candy K liner from Kylie Cosmetics just to outline my lips and fill them in slightly so I wouldn't have a harsh lip line. And now to finish everything off, I'm just going to take the shade Child Star from Too Faced and just fill in my lips. And while this is a very pretty color, this is not my favorite formulation of liquid lips just because it's on the thicker side and it really settles into my lip lines. But nonetheless, it looks really pretty with this look, and that completes this look. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this and recreate it for your Valentine's Day night out. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!